Okay, and we're back to the Geek Garage podcast, the most inclusive and accessible nerd culture audio program on the interwebs. I am your host, David, and joined with me as always is my co-host and sexy wife, Lindsay. How you doing, Lindsay?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we had a nice little break there.
Yeah, I lost track of how the time, it's been at least a month since our last episode, right? I mean, it feels like it, at least.
Between our last episode was the Stranger Things episode.
Right, and that was volume 1.
Right.
Well, no, we didn't. We did the Satanic Panic after that. And that was me, you, and our friend Ashley. Yeah. Yeah, but regardless, yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've done an episode. And before we get into our nerdy news and whatnot, I guess a little bit of backstory for those of you that might care. We've just been going crazy with our Etsy shop, our Geek Garage Gear Etsy shop. It slowed down quite a bit for a few reasons, but I was, for those of you that have watched Stranger Things, which is, I'm going to assume most of you, I was making a Hellfire Club tumbler. I was making a white version and a black version, and they were going like gangbusters, right?
Yeah.
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 And they sold really well at the convention that we just did, which was a KaiCon in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's an anime convention. It's the more or less the little sister convention to MTAC, the Middle Tennessee Anime Convention, which happens in April. But yeah, so they sold online really well on our Etsy shop. They sold really well at our booth, and then apparently Netflix has a thing against unlicensed merchants and vendors and artists selling unlicensed stuff.
How rude!
I know, like, how dare they want to protect their intellectual property? So I got a takedown notice from Etsy the other day saying that they were removing it because Netflix had their little bot crawlers out. There's still plenty of Stranger Things stuff out there, but apparently they thought that mine, I don't know, they needed to make an example out of me or what the fuck is going on.
You made too much money.
That's got to be it.
If the cups were selling for $1 a piece, you could still sell away.
Yeah, maybe that is it. But yeah, they got taken down. But they did have me running around like crazy for a couple weeks. I started making them after Volume 1 debuted of Stranger Things, and they definitely ramped up again whenever Volume 2, the last 2 episodes, dropped.
Yes.
I will still be making them, fight the power, damn the man and all that, but I'll just be selling them on the low key. So if you're interested in one or whatever, just slide into my DMs and I'll hook you up. And we'll still be selling them at conventions as well. So I think that's about it as far as like precursor material, like, aside from the Etsy shop and our kids, and your mom was staying with us for a week or so. So
I've been sick, and
you were sick for a while, dealing with some major sinus stuff, and you were diagnosed with sleep apnea also, and we're still waiting. Of course, everyone knows there's a parts shortage still, and sleep apnea machines are affected by that. So yeah, Lindsay's still waiting on a sleep apnea machine to help with the sleeping. So yeah, it's literally been like one thing after another. It's been great. So
well, we've stayed plenty busy. We made some money, which is good, and 'tis life.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, I made a post on social media, mainly our Facebook group, letting people know why, we haven't been releasing
Around.
episode. Yeah, why we haven't been around and what's been going on. Just, a 1,000-foot view. And people seem to be pretty empathetic. I mean, it let us know that we definitely have a listener
Or two.
a listener or two out there, because I don't know, like we never get a ton of feedback, but I feel like that's kind of the way just product goes in general. Like, if it's good, you might not hear anything. You might, but probably not. But if it's bad, that's when you start hearing things.
Yes, that is true.
So
it takes a lot more for someone to say something nice than to complain.
Right. Yeah. So, apparently we do have a listener or two out there. So thank you for listening. I think for the docket today, we're just kind of gonna go over some of the stuff that they unveiled at San Diego Comicon last week.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't have a lot of information on most of these projects or whatever, but it's exciting to talk about nonetheless. And
yeah, for sure. It really is one of those, like, I don't know, just like what you said. We got a lot of information, but it's now it's a game of hurry up and wait, and like 95% of what they unveiled, it was just like movie titles, show titles, and release dates. Like, we only got like a trailer for Black Panther, and did we get any other Marvel trailers? I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was reading that they showed like a teaser trailer or something for the new Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania film at the San Diego Comicon, but it was not released to the public. I'm honestly quite surprised that it hasn't been leaked or anything.
I'm sure it has been leaked. I mean, I found it.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate those fucking leaked videos. Like, I never watch them. I mean, it's like, who... I don't understand the point in watching a leaked video, like, because it's from someone's phone, obviously, that they, are just taping a giant screen, and it's not good quality. Like,
well, I don't care about the quality. I just want to know. I just want to get excited about some new stuff for my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm living vicariously through other people who got to go to exciting things while I got to stay home.
Hey, we got to do the convention. That was really exciting.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I was actually really sad I had to miss Sunday.
Yeah. Your poor mother. She had to watch our kids Friday and Saturday so we could run the booth at a KaiCon, and your mom was gracious enough to watch the kids, but doing it 2 days in a row by herself is taxing for anyone, but for a granny, it's...
Yeah, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, if I'd say if there was any day to miss, Sunday would probably be it. Not to say that nothing happens on Sunday, but it was the busiest the 2 days that you were there. So it was good fun. It was a lot like Nashville Comic-Con. We covered that several weeks back in June. We took a lot of our learning experiences from the Nashville Comic-Con and kind of applied it to a KaiCon, and now we have even more learned information going forward for our next booth.
Yes.
Next convention, which I guess is the Chattanooga Comic-Con.
Yes.
In October.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. Yeah, people, just everyone was so super nice. I think most people were just psyched to be out and like attending public events and conventions again. Like,
Yeah.
this was the first year for the convention since the pandemic. So, yeah, I know a lot of people were just straight up excited for that. Then they were, we were the only Tumblr sellers and podcast combination there. Whereas like at the Nashville Comicon, we were one of like 3 or 4 Tumblr makers, sellers.
Yeah.
So there was, maybe that had something to do with our success, but we definitely got quite a few compliments, and that was really cool. And you sold the tumblers that you made.
The very few that I actually got accomplished and made. Yes,
I
did sell.
The Felix Felicis and the
Miss Marvel
and Gryffindor.
And then I really want to get into like making some kid cups, just because I think it's really funny that like our kids have fandoms that they love too, like Thomas the Train and stuff. And I just think it would be fun to sell some kid cups too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, there's plenty of kids that come to the conventions.
Well, that, and I think a lot of people are always looking for gifts as well. So
for sure. What is funny, like that, the person that ended up buying your kid cup, it was not for a kid at all. You remember that, right? The Jurassic Park one. Maybe the guy came back and got it and you were away from the booth.
I remember. No, I was there. He came back and got it.
Yeah, he said it was for his wife or his girlfriend who was a gamer, and he was telling us that that she constantly knocks her cup over or something like that while she's gaming because she gets so excited. So like she wanted something with like a spill-proof lid.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And I mean, he could have like asked us, like people ask us all the time to make or to specialty order tumblers that we don't normally carry, like hydro flasks and flip top lids and all that. And I've even had 1 or 2 people like just straight up send me a tumbler in the mail that they had and never used, and they were like, I really like this tumbler, can you decorate it?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, you want to talk about some Comic-Con?
Sure.
More convention stuff. Yeah.
So most of like Phase 5 has been revealed. And I guess it's mostly focusing around Kang. And
seems like it quite a bit.
He's going to be introduced in the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Realm?
Quantumania
movie. And I think that's going to be interesting. So it looks like he's very interested in Scott and all of his time warpness, his timey-wimey adventures, especially since he got stuck in the quantum realm. He thought it was like 5 minutes and came out, or he thought it was 5 hours rather. Came out and it had been like 5 years and the blip had happened and all of that. And so very interesting stuff.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. It feels like it's been forever since we got our last Ant-Man movie, and
yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I really like the Ant-Man movies.
I do too.
They're just fun. Like, they don't really, well, for me anyway, they don't really like play into the plot lines too much. They're just like fun, like superhero movies.
Right.
And I enjoy them for what they are.
Yeah, which is the way it should be, because I mean, it's Ant-Man. Like, why would you take that character seriously?
I don't know.
I mean, and I don't mean that in a slight or in a negative way at all. I think that's the way Ant-Man is supposed to be perceived, is kind of silly. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the movie. My understanding is that his daughter Cassie is going to be in it, she's played by someone new.
Oh, it's not the
It's not the
actor
same
from Endgame.
No. And she'll be a character possibly named Stinger, from what I understand.
Stinger?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So there's that. Apparently the next one up is Secret Invasion, which I guess I don't know if it's supposed to tie into Secret War.
I would assume so. I'm hoping that Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be in this one. Mm-hmm. Even though they're saying that the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. timeline is a different reality, a different multiverse.
Right.
But she's going to have a similar background from where she came from in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
okay,
I'm looking forward to seeing Quake again. And, you know, if they could throw me a Fitzsimmons bone, that would be also acceptable.
Right.
But I'm not going to, like, count on that.
Yeah, I don't know. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, it's like, you know, don't want to get your hopes up.
No, you don't. And then, like, Coulson, you know, if they could throw me a bone with that as well, I would take it. But
what would be the fun in that?
Not going to hold my breath.
Right.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is up next, May 6th, 2023. Pretty excited about that. It's also been forever since Guardians 2. That was what, like 2017, 2018?
I don't know. It all runs together.
That's actually our next film in our MCU rewatch. Maybe do that next week.
Yeah. We could do that.
It's Guardians and Civil War, I believe. It's really supposed to be Civil War and then something else. I dropped the ball. My bad. Apparently in the timeline order, Guardians 1 and 2 come one after, like right after each other, back to back. And I didn't know that. I thought I saw it in Disney Plus, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But then I checked like 3 other timeline order lists, and that was the case. I was like, that's all right. So yeah, we are retroactively covering Guardians 2 and then Civil War. So should be fun next week.
Yes.
But yeah, so up next is Echo, which is just slated for summer 2023. Echo is, of course, help me out here.
It's the follow-up to Hawkeye.
Yep.
We're going to find out what happens with
Kingpin?
Kingpin. There you go.
Okay.
Yes, that's the big thing, as we're finding out what's going on with Kingpin. I'm hoping that we get some more Kate Bishop, and if we get some more Yelena, that would make my day.
Yeah, it seems like it would be fitting to have all 3 of those in there, because Echo was in Hawkeye, so why not have all of them join up again. We'll talk about Yelena again here in just a minute.
Yes.
Loki season 2 is also coming summer of 2023 of next year. That should be fun. I enjoyed season 1. It was kind of a quick little 6 episode deal, and it was okay. It was fun. It wasn't my favorite, but
a lot of people really loved it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy Loki. It just wasn't my favorite. I very much approved of Hawkeye, though.
Yes, we know that.
Yes.
The Marvels is also coming out next summer, July 28th. That should be fun.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I still have yet to finish Miss Marvel. Every time I sit down to watch TV, it's like, I don't know, I'm hoping that this happens to other people, but it's like, when you go to the grocery store without a list, you forget everything that you went to the store for, and then you buy a bunch of different shit that you didn't really need, and then you leave with nothing that you really needed. That is the same way when I sit down to watch shows or movies that I need to catch up on. I'm like, what do I need to catch up on? And then nothing. So yeah, hopefully soon I can finish Miss Marvel. Blade is also coming November 3rd of 2023. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Did you see any? You watched the original Blade movies, right? Or at least one or two of them?
The first one.
Yeah. I think I've seen parts of the first one. Maybe watching it with you, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was just probably staring at your rack or something.
Probably, yeah.
Because I was a horny teenager. But yeah, I'm excited for the next one. But yeah, so Blade is November 3rd. Really hoping that Jon Snow is in it again, because he was in. That's not his name, obviously, but he was in the Eternals. You didn't watch the Eternals, did you?
I did sort of, but it was like when I was really sick, and
yeah.
I was kind of like in and out, like. I need to really rewatch the Eternals to make sure that I'm not missing any glaringly obvious cameos and whatnot in future films.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't remember the post credit scene, it was one of them. Kit Harington's character, he opens up a box and it's like a sword or something like that, and he hears a voice behind him. You don't get any visuals or anything. It's like one or two lines, but apparently that's supposed to be Blade. And apparently it was one of the moments in MCU post credits that where everyone that knows what's going on freaks out and is like, oh my god, it's Blade or whatever. And then all the jabronis like me that didn't grow up reading the comic books is like, what's going on? I don't understand. So yeah, it's apparently it was a Blade thing, so which is cool. Excited about that. Ironheart is also fall of 2023.
So I've heard that we're gonna get Ironheart in Wakanda Forever. Introduced.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I proposed several years ago when Black Panther first came out that Shuri should be Ironheart.
Yeah, but I'm really hoping she takes up the Black Panther.
I do too. Obviously, someone is wearing the suit in that. So we got one trailer. As far as I can remember, and it was just the Black Panther trailer. It looks fucking phenomenal. My nipples get super hard every time I watch it.
Yeah, I've watched it like 4 times now.
It gives me goose pimples. It's very emotional, and at the very end, you get just a very quick shot of close-up shot of someone wearing the suit. Fangs come out, or the claws, sorry. And yeah, I was super excited. I was like, ooh, who's that? It's got to be one of the ladies, right?
I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. They look awfully muscular. Though Shuri looks like she's gained some muscle, though, and from what I can tell in the previews. Yeah. So,
yeah, could be.
I don't know.
I'm
not going to count on that.
Right. But yeah, it seems like they are kind of following suit with what they've been doing more and more of, which is introducing characters in existing, I guess, storylines or whatever, characters that we're familiar with. They come into
they're crossing over.
Yeah. Just like they do in the comic books, which I think is really cool and good idea. It's an opportunity to kind of establish some footwork. That way, when you finally go, when they get around to doing either the the Disney Plus show or the movie, they don't have as much ground to cover, like, you know, with an origin story or whatever. I mean, look at Miss Marvel. Like, they took the opportunity to kind of tell the origin story throughout the series, like, instead of her just getting, you know.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
It was cool. I really liked that series.
Yeah. And then Agatha Coven of Chaos, which is kind of a cool name, that will be winter of 2023 through 2024. I'm guessing the winter of 2020. Yeah, like January, something like that. Daredevil, Born Again, which I guess this is the official reboot of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Same character, same Matt Murdock that we know, which is Charlie Cox. Isn't that his name?
I don't know.
I think that's his name.
I did good by remembering Kit.
There you go. But yeah, he is a fantastic Daredevil, and apparently we're supposed to get some more of him. We got, you know, just a quick scene with him in Spider-Man No Way Home, of course, and then we're supposed to get a little bit of him in She-Hulk, Attorney at Large, or whatever.
Yes.
Attorney at Law. I think it should be at large because, you know, she's big. No?
No. You don't comment on a woman's size.
Even if she is very tall?
No.
All right. Well, you took the piss right out of there. Captain America New World Order is coming at us May the 3rd of 2024. I was kind of bummed about this just because of the length of time that I'll have to wait for it, but
not a huge surprise, though, let's face it.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then Thunderbolts. This is actually a thing. I originally thought it was going to be a thing, and then someone told me that the poster that I saw was fan made and it wasn't a thing. And then I saw some promo material for it, and I was like, is this fan made also? And then this announcement at Comicon. So apparently it is a thing, and
well, I think it kind of was like it was a thing, and then it wasn't a thing, and then it kind of was a thing again, and then wasn't, and
yeah, maybe. But so I think this is where we're supposed to get more of Yelena.
Yes,
and it's seems like it's going to be like Marvel's Suicide Squad, almost like the anti-heroes. I think it's going to be Yelena. It's going to be Bucky. It's going to be evil Steve Rogers. What's his name? Not evil Steve Rogers. But,
yeah, what is his name?
Falcon and Winter Soldier has been my favorite.
Dick
show.
Captain America.
Dick Captain America. Dick America. Yeah, I can't remember his name. You can strike a mark off my nerdy street cred if you want. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else is going to be in there. I'm sure we'll see Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character in there.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we'll see Sharon Carter.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that since she was kind of tied up in all the Madripoor stuff during the blip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am willing to bet that we will see her.
U.S. Agent John Walker.
That's right, John Walker. I remember it was a super white name. But yeah, super excited for that's actually going to be a thing. And I'm sure John Hurt will be in there as well as what's his name? Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 Avengers movies were announced. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which will be released May 2nd of 2025. Long ways away, giving us something to look forward to. And then that same year, just a couple months after that is Avengers Secret War, November 7th, 2025. So, yeah.
So everyone hold your breath for that.
Right. I believe, if I remember correctly, Avengers The Kang Dynasty will be directed by the same director that did Shang-Chi, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I loved Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was another good one. Like, I didn't know much about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the choreography and the storytelling was really good.
Yeah. That's another one I was kind of surprised to see didn't get a sequel released, because they announced the rest of Phase 4, 5, and 6, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, maybe it's coming soon, or I don't know.
Who knows? You know, they could throw in another movie at any time.
Pretty much. So those are the two Avengers movies. They also announced that phases 4, 5, and 6 is known as the Multiverse Saga. I believe phases 1 through 3, or no, wasn't it like the Infinity Saga or Infinity War Saga, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. Fantastic Four finally got an official, like, yes, we are doing it. That will be available November 8th, 2024. So still a couple years away. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Is Jim going to be in that one?
Isn't Jim? I don't think they've really, and other than the release date, I don't think there's any details as far as casting and all that.
Well, I didn't know, since he played him in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of buzz saying that he could be back, and then there's a lot of buzz saying, like, oh, it doesn't make sense for him to be back. But, like, I don't know. I think that they could find a way, like, if they wanted to make him, Mr. Fantastic, and then Emily Blunt, his wife, what is her name?
Invisible
Miss Invisible?
Something.
Yeah, the Invisible Woman. Shit. Slacking. Yeah, that would be cool. I'd buy that. Yeah, I'd ship that, as the kids say. So I think that's pretty much it as far as Marvel stuff goes. We did get some DC stuff as well, not a ton. We got, I think, another trailer for Black Adam, which I think is, coming October 21st. Have you seen anything about Black Adam? No. You don't really care about the DC stuff at all.
I have a limited amount of time that I can devote to, like, movies, TV, and fandom. And, yeah. So I have to pick one, and I pick Marvel.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen, I don't think I've seen the Comicon trailer, but the short one that I did see that was released a few months ago, I really liked.
I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea.
It's got Dwayne Johnson in it.
I'm assuming it's like, I don't know, some sort of
Adam who's black.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not really. So yeah, I don't know much about the character. I was thinking when we were going over the Marvel stuff, it's been a hot minute since we've done a Comic Corner episode. It would be great if we could get some recommendations on some Marvel comics to read, like to kind of game plan and get ready for this next phase with all these movies, because we're going to be introduced to a bunch of new characters, or side characters that are now finally getting their own movies or shows.
Yeah.
So it would be a good opportunity to kind of learn about their background, at least how it fares in the comic book land. So So yeah, could be time to.
I just have a really hard time reading comics. I'd like to read them, but I wish there was like more text.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly.
I just want a novel with some pictures.
Might I recommend Watchmen, because
No.
that is a weapon of mass destruction if you throw it hard enough. Like that fucking graphic novel is huge. Have you seen it?
No, and I don't want to. I don't care about that one.
You're no fun.
Yeah, I did read the Hawkeye comics, the new ones with Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
they were pretty awesome.
Yeah, so you're willing to make exceptions every once in a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tolerated them. I still would have preferred if they were longer.
Yeah, I love comic books because of that.
Because your attention span is as long as a fruit gnat.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the perfect amount of story. It's really no beating around the bush. It's quick and straight to the point. You get a lot of information, but in a succinct, way. And then you have really super pretty pictures to look at. I mean,
it's fair. I mean, I really want to like it. I mean, we've even went comic shopping before, and I don't know. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I mean,
but even like reading lately has been hard to do because one, I'm so exhausted, and two, the kids take up so much of our time. Like I do a lot of audiobooks now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm doing an audiobook right now. That's actually going to be my shit that doesn't suck. So we'll cover that at the end.
All right. We could cover it now.
A new Shazam trailer, or I guess the first Shazam trailer, Shazam Fury of the Gods, looks pretty fun.
Eh.
We got an extended trailer or a longer trailer for Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't judge. I would be more interested in that than some of the other stuff that's come out.
Like the DC stuff?
Yeah, but I also feel like they're really dragging this Lord of the Rings stuff out just to make money and have a bigger fandom. Like, at least with the Marvel stuff, I mean, they have a lot of material to work with, and there's plenty of characters. Like, there's no way that The Hobbit should have been 3 movies long. Zero reason that should have been 3 movies long.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not more material that they could cover in a mini series like this. I mean, this all takes place before like the Fellowship of the Rings, like a long time before. I don't have a lot of information on it personally, but. I heard that the budget per episode is redonkulous.
Like I said, I'm willing to give it a chance. And I'm excited. I mean, I didn't hate The Hobbit by any means, the movie or anything. But, I mean, the book was written to be like a children's story.
Yeah. And
it wasn't that long. And it didn't need to be 3 movies.
Yeah.
It probably didn't need to be 2 movies.
I could see a solid argument for 2, but 3 is kind of pushing it. I mean, it seemed like they just wanted to start throwing in stuff there that really didn't need to be in there. I mean, like putting in Legolas, like I think that was more of a fan thing, right?
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, it's hard to object to Legolas, but
kinda.
I mean, it was pretty fun, but at the same time,
right?
It was kind of it just messed with the story.
Yeah. We got the Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves trailer, which I haven't started watching and then I got distracted by something, so I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it. But I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends are super excited about it, and especially the ones that play D&D, they said that they were really excited about it. And so yeah, it's cool that we're finally getting a movie that's kind of like the game. So should be a lot of fun. And
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, and we're still trying to get something going, like either a campaign or maybe like a one-shot D&D thing that we can break up into multiple episodes.
Some sort of campaign that maybe lasts, 3 or 4 episodes over, I don't know, a few weeks. That would be cool.
Yeah. When I heard of one-shots and them just being a thing, like I was like, that seems like something that we should look into as an option instead of like an ongoing campaign, because a one-shot would be easy just from an outsider's perspective. I could be wrong, but it seems like it would be easier to kind of dive into. And
well, I mean, my understanding is being a DM is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would hate to like pile that on to somebody.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. We got some information about some other stuff. X-Men 97, which is a reboot of the 90s X-Men cartoon series. Spider-Man Freshman Year. Looks like it's going to be on Disney Plus in 2024. That's also an animated series. What If Season 2 looks like early 2023. And then Marvel Zombies, which I guess is part of it's spawned from the Zombies What If episode.
Yeah.
Did you ever go back and watch all of What If?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
It kind of ends happy, but it definitely got super fucking sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much the reason why you kind of ducked out, right?
Well, I was just thinking it was just going to be a little more fun.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the episodes were really depressing.
Yeah. The Doctor Strange one in particular was super sad. Like, we had to watch him struggle to find a way to save, what's her name? Catherine?
Yeah.
Like 5,000 times. Yeah, that was great. Let's see. I think there's plenty more thrown in there. But we covered the highlights. And it was all mostly Marvel stuff. One thing I did see, they revealed a Power Rangers Dragon Zord for $132. Which is an oddly specific amount, but it looks dope. Me and my younger brothers were huge Power Ranger fans growing up, and
okay, so I don't get it. So is it like a Lego set, or like what are you talking about? $132? I don't understand.
It's like a collectible, like a figurine, or like a toy with
an action figure type thing.
Yeah, an action figure. Thank you. That's what I am of the assumption of.
Okay, I'm totally on board. 132 isn't even that much, really. So I'm totally on board. I just didn't understand when you told me about that exactly what it was. So
right, yeah. I guess some of the other stuff that we've been up to, we did go see Thor Love and Thunder.
We did,
which was a lot of fun.
It was good. Also a little sad.
Sure, for sure.
But at least it didn't end like in a puddle of tears like some of the other Marvel stuff has lately.
Yeah. It kind of seemed like I mean, it was good. Like overall, I'd probably give it like a B. But
yeah, I would say it's solid B.
Yeah, for sure. But like Taika Waititi the shit out of this movie. Like his humor is great. Like on par. Like I have no complaints about like his style of humor. It's right up my alley. But and I'm wondering how much of this was studio influenced. Because they like to, read the script and then watch the dailies and then get their fucking greasy little paws on the footage and start rearranging stuff to make it fit the grand scheme.
Almost seemed like this needed to be like kind of a rated R movie in some parts.
Almost, yeah.
There were parts where they were like, "Oh, we're not going to be able to make it to the orgy." I mean, I would hate to be bringing my Thor-themed child into this movie.
yeah. There were a couple moments where I could see like a parent covering eyes. Or like covering ears. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying, like the humor was great, but it was definitely like there was humor where there didn't need to be humor. Like it reminded me of that one scene in Infinity War. It drives me nuts every time I watch that movie where Spider-Man sneaks onto the flying donut and he tells Tony like, it's hard to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man when there is no neighborhood. And Tony like gives him like the serious look and he's like, okay, I know that didn't make any sense. And it's like, you didn't need to go back on that. Like who made that fucking choice of that line? Like you didn't, like that was a great line delivered. And so it's like Marvel is doing that where everything has to end in a joke and not be serious. It's like it doesn't have to be like that all the time. Like we can handle serious stuff. Like you killed off fucking Iron Man,
right?
So I don't know. That's in the grand scheme of things, it's a small thing. Overall, Thor: Love and Thunder was fantastic. The black and white sequence blew my fucking mind. Like just the way it was shot, and like the wide shot of the whole like moon or whatever they were on. I forget where that was, but yeah, that was crazy looking, and all the like the spider creatures and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
What else have we been doing? I mean, like, aside from being sick and being busy and all that, we have watched a bunch of stuff. We
watched The Boys. We watched Miss Marvel. We watched the second part of Stranger Things.
Yeah. Did you ever finish The Boys?
Umbrella Academy. Mm-hmm.
You did finish The Boys? Okay. I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen The Boys. So now everyone should be rightfully terrified that Homelander has lasered someone's fucking face off and in public, and everyone cheered. So there's that. Yeah, that's terrifying. But I'm excited to see where they go from here. I have a feeling that someone within The Boys is going to try and take like a permanent dose of V. Maybe Butcher.
Yeah, would make sense.
Yeah. Because according to those tests that Starlight found, the average person wasn't able to withstand like more than 3 to 4 doses. Isn't that right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The great parts in this season were truly great. The disgusting parts were truly disgusting. Like I watched it a second time. I had to fast forward through the octopus eating scene. That was pretty rough. There was another scene that I'm trying to think of that was pretty bad. The threesome with the octopus was kind of cringy.
Yeah, well, they just, like, I don't know why they spend so much time on sex scenes. I mean,
they want to show a lot of men naked and objectified. Like, that was the showrunner's quote, was that for the longest time it's been the women that have been naked and objectified, and it's been their goal to turn that around and show lots of dick. And
well, but it's not even like, oh my god, he looks pretty hot, look at him, you know. It's like gross. Like, they're not objectified, they're just gross. Well, so
yeah,
I mean,
well,
I just, you know, whatever.
Still,
I just think, I mean, it's a fun story and it's got good plot to it.
mm-hmm.
I think they could accomplish the same thing with fewer of those scenes, and it would be still just as great, and maybe even better.
Yeah. I kind of like how they pushed the envelope, as gross as it was to watch that octopus scene. It was still great.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
I mean, not that scene. That scene wasn't great, but I felt bad for Black Noir. That was sad. Like, I mean, he was a savage, but, like, you know, I mean, I guess that's what you get for keeping secrets from Homelander.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew that shit from the beginning, and he wasn't going to say anything. Like, I don't know, that didn't really make... Maybe he had some motivation for it, but yeah, that was kind of nuts. He just straight up ripped his guts out.
Yeah. Well,
what are you going to do?
Yep, exactly.
Shall we do some shit that doesn't suck and then call it a evening?
Yes.
Cool.
Shit that doesn't suck.
So I mentioned earlier that I had an audiobook for my shit that doesn't suck. I choose audiobooks nowadays because I don't have the ability to sit down and read, and even if I did, I wouldn't get much accomplished because I'm just not a fast reader, and my comprehension is just monumentally better if I do audiobooks. But I am almost done with Stephen King's It. It is a powerhouse of a novel. For any of you who has never actually seen the book, the physical book, it is, I think it's over 1,000 pages, and the audiobook it clocks in, I think, a little over 45 hours. And I'm down to, I think, 5.5 hours left.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. It's and it's been great, honestly. Like, I loved the It and It Chapter 2, the two recent films. And so I wanted to check out. I've been meaning to check out more Stephen King anyways. I've only read some of his short stories, so it's been quite a treat to kill a lot of birds with just one stone. So, yeah, that's it for me. What do you got?
So I've been reading a new series. It's like about some fairies. It's very interesting.
What's the name of it?
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah, I think there's 5 books in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard she has another series, Throne of Glass, that's supposedly even better.
What's the author's name?
Sarah J. Maas.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, it's definitely not been my favorite series ever, but it's pretty good. And it's been a nice change, and it's given me something to look forward to and something new to listen to. So,
yeah,
I've been excited.
That's good. You said you've been doing the audiobooks for that, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just don't have the time to really sit down. Anytime I lay down lately, especially since I now found out that I have sleep apnea, anytime I like lay down, I pretty much fall asleep. So,
yeah.
Reading is just not possible, even though I read very fast and I have really amazing reading comprehension.
Right.
It's just not possible for me right now.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you found a series that you're enjoying. It's always nice when you can find like a multi-book series to kind of latch onto, and you got, more and more content to consume. I'll probably be sad when it is over, but just an opportunity to go check out some more Stephen King. So
for sure.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, I feel like I almost exclusively read horror and horror only. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, horror definitely isn't my favorite genre of movies. I mean, it's up there. I love horror movies, but as far as books go, like, there's no comparison. Like, if no one's getting stabbed or no one's dying a horrific death, or getting their face ripped off by a clown who runs around in the sewers, then what's the point?
I guess there is none.
It's just me, different strokes and all that. Anyways, you got anything else, Lindsay?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Thank you for bearing with us while we took a brief hiatus from the podcast. But hopefully we are back, with this episode. Hopefully there will be less breaks and intermissions going forward. That would be excellent. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so to the podcast. Follow, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, all that shit that lets you know whenever we publish new episodes. And yes, we are on YouTube. We get quite a lot of people asking us if we are on YouTube. We are on there. Leave us a rating and review where applicable. That's basically Spotify, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe to our Patreon if you are the kind soul that likes to give people money for doing the things that they really enjoy doing, so that they don't have to dip into their own pockets to make it happen. That's going to be it for us this evening. Be kind, stay geeky, and eat lots of cheesecake. Bye.
Bye.